heard about the idea of accessibility being an important part of equity, diversity, and inclusion in society. What do people mean when we're talking about accessibility in digital environments?
Oh, that's a good word. That's a good question. It's an issue that we notice with the wide use of the internet. As you know, the internet connects people to information, but it's not always that accessible and inclusive. Just like the physical world. In the physical world, we make things easier for people with different level of abilities. For example, we build a curb cut for people who use wheelchair, and there are tactile pay for people who don't see well. It should be the same in the digital world, and that is what accessibility means.
Why is it important?
Well, everyone should be able to access the same information online and have the same experience. People having difficulties browsing information online for different reasons. It can be temporary or permanent. For example, when colorblind people see a graph distinguished only by color, all the data looks the same. And when someone breaks the arm in winter and try to click the link on the website with a mouse, it is difficult. And there are many cases like that.
Wow, those are challenging situations. Is there something we can do to help?
Well, there are plenty of things we can do. Just a few tips. For example, when you do a graph, just make sure the data are distinguished by different shape, and you can also write the caption right next to the data. Just do not only rely on color. Of course, designer of digital information need to make sure that all content can be accessible by keyboard without a mouse, and all content should have different ways to convey the same information.
What does that mean?
Well, it means, for example, the text should have video or audio options for people who can't see well. If there's a video, then there should always be caption for people who don't hear well. And for the pictures, there should always be alternative text description, and those descriptions should always come with audio options.
What else?
Well, there are many things. For example, it's good to have a layout that have different level of headings. Don't skip heading and don't go back and forth. In terms of choosing color, it is very important to have a good color contrast, and this is beneficial for all group of people. For people with different level of vision, for the elder ones, for people who use their devices under strong sunlight. I'm sure we all have the experience when we check our phone under the sun. We all do this. And speaking of this, I remember there's a concept called TAB, temporarily abled people, and we're all TABs. We're all age, our bodies change, so there will all be situations that we find things are more challenging than usual. For example, where you're holding a coffee and walking and try to send a text message, so you wish the letter keys are bigger so you can type faster. When you try to click on a tablet, you wish the font of the link is bigger so it's easier to click. Can you imagine a Parkinson's disease patient and try to click that link? It can be a lot of trouble. So after all, as a good accessible design is beneficial for everyone.